Hi, I'm Angie Hicks, co-founder of Angie, and one thing I've learned is that you buy a house, but you make it a home. Because with every fix, update, and renovation, it becomes a little more your own. So you need all your jobs done well. For nearly 30 years, Angie has helped millions of homeowners hire skilled pros for the projects that matter. From plumbing to electrical, roof repair to deck upgrades. So leave it to the pros who will get your jobs done well. Hire high-quality certified pros at Angie.com. Hi, I'm Angie Hicks, co-founder of Angie, and one thing I've learned is that you buy a house, but you make it a home. Because with every fix, update, and renovation, it becomes a little more your own. So you need all your jobs done well. For nearly 30 years, Angie has helped millions of homeowners hire skilled pros for the projects that matter. From plumbing to electrical, roof repair to deck upgrades. So leave it to the pros who will get your jobs done well. Hire high-quality certified pros at Angie.com.
The reason why I think he's doing this because he's just mad because, he's a lonely person. He's always alone. He don't have no friends. And I stopped calling him. I cut communications with him off permanently.
This is the plaintiff, Rafael Garcia. He says he and the defendant became friends at work, and that guy's a scammer and a con artist. He helped the defendant out in his time of need by loaning him $220. The guy flat out won't pay him back, and he's here suing for the $220 he's owed. This is the defendant, Omar Rivera. He says the plaintiff lent him $100 because his paycheck was delayed, and he paid him back the following week in cash. He stopped talking to the plaintiff after that because the guy was too needy and wanted too much of his time. He has no idea why the plaintiff's suing him because he's all paid up and he just wants to be left alone. He's accused of dissing a co-worker. The defendant filed a countersuit for $300 for defamation of character.
All parties, please raise your right hand. Do you?
What you are about to witness is real. The participants are not actors. They are actual litigants with a case pending in civil court. Both parties have agreed to drop their claims and have their cases settled here before Judge Marilyn Milian in our forum, the People's Court.
People's Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Marilyn Milian is now presiding. Litigants have been sworn, Your Honor.
Thank you, Douglas.
You're welcome.
All right, Mr. Garcia, you work with Mr. Rivera, correct?
Yes.
All right, and how long have you worked together?
About a year already.
All right, tell me the first time he asked you for money.
He asked me for money on the day before Easter.
Saying what? That he needed it for what?
He needed it because he didn't get his check that week. So, he wanted to buy, Easter baskets, take his daughters out, same for Easter.
Okay.
And then he will give me the money back the following week because that way he was actually getting two checks.
2 checks. Now, don't you work at the same place?
Yes, we do.
Had you gotten your check?
I got my check.
Were you able to verify that he didn't get his check?
I never verified whatsoever.
All right, so you loan him $200, and then what happens?
And then what happened was the following week came in, he never paid me.
Did you say something to him?
I asked him, and he said, "Don't worry, I got you, okay?
Did you ask him to pay you back?
Yes, I asked him, and then what happened was he blocked me. You know what I mean? He blocked me, so then...
When did he block you? What month?
In May.
Okay.
It was actually in May, okay? So what happened is that since I have sciatica, they actually switched my hours from 12 to 8 every day. And he got surprised when he saw me passing by.
On the same shift.
Yes.
All right, so now you're on the same shift, so you got to look at each other's faces for 8 hours?
Yes.
And what does he say? What do you say?
When I went outside, right, to smoke and everything, he was there. He said, "Listen, Ralph, I'm sorry, but, I'm going through some hardships and all that, but don't worry. I'm going to take care of you when I get back from vacation."
Vacation?
Okay. Yes.
Well, if you're going through hardships, you don't have a vacation.
Yes. So he went on a cruise with his wife on the 17th of July, okay?
July.
All
right.
That same day that he was on the cruise, he texted me, asking me if I can actually chime him $50 that he'll pay me back on Tuesday on my account. So I told him, I said, "I'm sorry, but I can't do it like that," okay? He comes back from vacation. I waited maybe a week, So then I text him and everything, and I said, listen, Omar, by the way, I said, at least give me $25. At least give me $25 a week out of what you owe me. Well, his response is what you see on the paper.
Which was?
Okay, you want me to say it?
No.
Okay, thank you. I have it on text.
You know what, Ralph? Blank you and blank my blank. Okay, that's an interesting response.
Exactly. So then 2 days after, it was on a Sunday, he texts me again and asks me, hey, Ralph, can you loan me $30?
Wait, after saying that?
Yes. After saying that.
Wait. So between that and the will you give me $30, did you two talk to each other at work?
No. Oh, no, at that time, yes.
What did you guys talk about?
He told me, Ralph, I apologize. I was going through some episodes and all that. That's what he told me.
All right.
And then I texted him. I said, listen, I can't loan you $30, but I can give you $20. Okay? I can loan you $20. He said, oh, man, thank you, man. You know why? Because what I'll do is every week I'm going to give you $25 plus the $20 that you just loaned me. Like that. That's $45. So then that Thursday, he's supposed to have shown up to go to work. Okay? He never showed up to go to work because I reminded him the day before, hey, Omar, don't forget my $45, for Thursday. He never showed up. He didn't show up Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Did he stop working there?
Nope. He still works.
Okay.
He still works.
So when he shows up, do you say to him, what's the deal, or you just stop talking to each other?
No, we stopped talking.
What's going on, Mr. Rivera?
Oh, man, nothing, man. He's just full of crap. He did do me a favor. He lent me $50 because I didn't get paid. I don't know what happened with payroll the first week that I didn't get paid. So I borrowed $50 so I could have, transportation money to come back and forth to work. And then in the weekend, I asked him for $50 again because it was Easter that weekend. And he did lend it to me. But the next week when I got
So what he loaned you was $100?
Yeah, $100, that's it.
Okay.
I don't know where he got all this money from. But so when the week came, I paid him. So whatever, then,
Do you have any proof that you paid him?
No, I just gave it to him in the job. I gave it to him in the job. So, and then, the reason why I think he's doing this because he's just mad because, he's a lonely person. He's always alone. He don't have no friends. And I stopped calling him. I cut communications with him off permanently. So that's what I think he's doing this about.
Yeah? Well, let's look at the text and see what the text show us.
Yeah, check it out.
Yeah,
always
let's check
calling
it
me,
out.
harassing me, and on my days off.
Listen, I don't see a single text of him calling you and harassing you.
No,
I don't see him trying to go out with you. I see you constantly hitting him up for minute amounts of money that I'm wondering why you need so badly. Like, can you chime me $50? Why would you need him to send you $50? Why don't you have 50? Stop.
No, that was the last time that I asked him for it, but he never sent it to me.
Yeah, but why are you having to hit people up for $50, $30, $20? Why is that?
No, I didn't hit him up for no 30, no 20, no nothing like that. Just the $50, that's it. That's what I hit him up.
Let's go back.
But that was after he had lent me the $100 and I paid him back. But then he said no more, so I said, all right, don't worry about it.
So let's see.
Yeah. At that time, I was going through some personal things. But
I really appreciate what you did for me. Thanks, bro. No problem, my boy. Enjoy your Easter with your wife and kids, and I'll see you on Thursday.
See? There you go. I paid him back.
No. That doesn't say that.
No, I mean, but I told him, I was like, I appreciate what you did for me. He lent me $100.
Yeah. Nowhere does, yo, Ralph, thanks a million. I really appreciate what you did for me. Prove you paid him back.
I mean,
Then his sentence is no problem, my boy. Enjoy your Easter with your wife. And then on Easter Sunday, oh, happy Easter to you and your family. Give me a call when you get a chance. Then why is it that 8 days later you're saying, I didn't forget you? I got you. But please don't come to the job. I'm not going to like it. I don't want no problem. Why are you saying that if you paid him within 7 days? Yo, Ralph, I didn't forget you.
I don't remember that text.
Well, it's here in black and white, right? You sent it.
Yeah.
So clearly you didn't pay him in 7 days. Yo, Ralph, I need a big The very next text is in July, you to him.
I remember that one. That's
Can you chime me $50? I got you by Tuesday. When it gets in my account, I promise. Read carefully. And then I'm going to take care of the rest when I get back. You know I got you, my word. What rest? If you paid what you owed him originally, why would there be a rest to take care of?
No, I don't. There's stuff that we did that I don't want to talk about because we could probably lose our jobs, but, there's other stuff.
That's irrelevant.
If it's your defense, cough it up.
No.
Hey, I know you are going through some blank. I want to find out if you're going to give me something towards your bill, at least $25 every week until you're paid off. Let me know. You promised to take care of me when you got back. Thanks. And your response, you know what, Ralph? Blank you and blank my blank.
Yeah, I told him that. Yeah, I told him
Why?
that. That's because I was tired of him.
You were tired of
I was tired of him harassing me. Tired of him harassing me.
harassing you?
And yeah, writing stuff on my locker and calling me.
What do you mean
and
writing stuff on your locker?
But yeah, look, I see stuff in my locker. And look, they put like a penis on my helmet, you know, like stupid stuff like that. But you know, like if you could flip the picture back to the right and left, you know, you can see the stuff.
Big O, big O. What's scratched out?
They put something like a penis there, put a penis there, like, you know, little kid stuff.
Did you do that to his hat?
No, I didn't.
Who did it to his hat?
He didn't say no. Of course,
Do you know who did or no?
I'm 56 years old, Your Honor. I don't need to be
I know.
degrading myself into, these kids' games.
Believe me, I wish I would.
Omar Rivera, something scratched out, and then it says, "Your mother say it in my face."
Yeah, they put a derogatory word. So
Isn't this a company locker? Don't the bosses see it?
They don't care. The bosses don't care about that.
Yo, Ralph, I need this big favor. I swear to God, I got you Thursday. I need $30. What happened to you saying you'd never ask for $30? And I'll give you the 30 plus $25 to start paying you the other.
No, I don't remember that.
Oh, look at that. My word as a man, that's not worth much.
I don't remember.
Oh, I can give you Why are you giving him anything?
Thank you, exactly.
Why thank you? Why are you thanking me as though somehow that proves your point? I'm asking him why he gives $30, and you're telling me, I didn't ask him for $30. That never happened. Well, in black and white, it did. Okay, I can give you 20, but I swear, give me that plus 25 towards the bill. Just reminding you, don't forget tomorrow. Mm-hmm. I need my money today when I need it come through. You know what?
That's all the
I'm
same
taking you to court. I'm going to get my money in full.
Phone.
Pardon me?
That's all the same colors. That's not even from me.
No, that's not from you. That's all from him saying he's going to take you to court.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. What is your defense? Because the texts show you're a liar. You never paid him off that same week because you're. Well, then why are you saying in the text, "I'll pay you the original thing"?
I don't remember sending that text. That wasn't me. I ain't send that text. That was not me. That's what I'm saying. That's my defense.
Except for it is because you've identified the other texts, and it's your phone number.
No, all I said, I cursed at him. Yeah, I did, but that's it. All the rest, it was not me.
No, who am I going to believe? You were my lying eyes. I think I'm going to believe my lying eyes. Because the proof is right in the text.
Okay,
$220 verdict for the plaintiff. You have a $300 counter. Stop mumbling while I'm talking.
You have anyway.
All right, your $300 counterclaim is dismissed.
It's okay, no problem.
Great, $220 verdict for the plaintiff.
Okay.
Honestly, how many? Stop talking. How many lessons do you need? What does it take?
No more lending. No more lending. Thank you.
So the plaintiff is going to get his $220 finally from Mr. Rivera. Mr. Rivera's coming out of the courtroom. Mr. Rivera, you look kind of bad in this court case. You understand that?
I know. I didn't come correct. I didn't come correct, but it's all right. I lost to a clown. That's all.
Look, anybody who sees this is never going to lend you any money again.
Yeah, I know. Probably not.
At that.
It's all right. I'm good. I'm back on track, so I'm okay.
You're okay?
Yeah, I'm okay.
All right. Good luck to you then.
All right.
The exit's on your left. Okay. Goodbye. Mr. Garcia.
Yes.
Finally, you're going to get your money.
I'm glad. I'm so happy.
You should have filed a lawsuit a long time ago.
Well, you know something? It was my fault. I thought he was my friend. Unfortunately now, that's it. No more lending.
Well, finally. But you still work together, right?
Yes, we do, but now we work together, but at this moment, we don't see each other at all.
All right. Well, maybe that's good.
Yeah,
then
of course.
He won't be asking you for more money.
No more. And I'm happy, too.
I bet you are. All right. Well, congratulations and good luck to you. Don't lend him anything more.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. What do you think, Harvey?
Doug, there is a presumption that when money changes hands from one person to the other, the presumption is that it's a loan. And to prove that it's otherwise, that it's a gift, you have to have some kind of evidence to show there was no intention on the part of the person who loaned the money to get the money back.
I see that you hike quite a bit. What's your favorite shoe to wear when you hike, and how many miles is your average hike?
I have some Merrells I like.
Okay.
I tend to keep my shoes a long time because once I break them in, I love them, then they're part of me. And most of our hikes, I would say, are what? Couple miles, 5 miles?
It depends. We usually try to time it more than anything. We want to be out there for a couple hours. Right.
I think that's right, because some hikes may not be long in miles, but they're more grueling in climb or whatever.
I always think like an hour to an hour and a half in, hour to an hour and a half out, something like that.
Yeah.
And I end up carrying everything.
You do?
But I don't mind, and I don't know. It's kind of a zen thing. It really relaxes us, and you never know what you're going to find back there, right?
Yeah, you have good spotters. You have always had, even as your vision is starting to fail you, you still find.
I see a lot of things in the woods.
You see a lot of things in the woods.
We're walking, and I'll see a fawn hiding or something.
There, over there. I'm like, he's making it up.
Oh wait,
he's right.
And, you know, things like that.
Or an oot or newt. What do you call those little?
I like to catch like salamanders, efts, different kinds of things, and I'll pick them up and just show them to you or the kids and stuff when I find them.
Hi, I'm Angie Hicks, co-founder of Angie. When you use Angie for your home projects, you know all your jobs will be done well. Roof repair? Done well. Kitchen sink install? Done well. Deck upgrades? Done well. Electrical upgrade? Done well. Angie's been connecting homeowners with skilled pros for nearly 30 years, so we know the difference between done and done well. Hire high-quality, certified pros at Angie.com.
George Clooney and Brad Pitt's new movie, Wolves, is on Apple TV Plus September 27th.
That's where I want you to be now.
So if you want to see George Clooney and Brad Pitt, go to Apple TV Plus.
You got to start the story there.
Or if you want to see Brad Pitt and George Clooney, go to Apple TV Plus.
I am enjoying the show.
And if you want to see their new movie, Wolves.
You can't do it, I'm going to help you out. I can do it, so do it.
Definitely go to Apple TV Plus.
Admit it, it's cool. Okay, fine, it was very cool.
Wolves, streaming September 27th on Apple TV Plus. Rated R.
This is the plaintiff, Tony Podo. She says she and the defendant had a brother-sister relationship and shared a love for buying and selling antiques. Unfortunately, they had a falling out. And now the defendant won't pay her for installing a computer and video surveillance system in his marketplace. That's right, this guy owes her $1,634.92, and that's just what she's suing for today. This is the defendant, Frank Maza III. He says the plaintiff was one of his vendors at his antique marketplace, and he did not charge her rent in exchange for her providing him some services. One day, after an argument, she packed up her stuff, uninstalled the computer system she set up for him, and left with it. Good riddance, and he owes her nothing because he doesn't even want what she took out. He's accused of being old-fashioned.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case on the docket. The plaintiff says that he and the defendant have kind of a brother-sister relationship, but that all ended after she says he stiffed him on a $1,600 loan. Now, the defendant is saying that is simply not so. She actually stole his business computer from his antique shop, so he owes her squat. It's the case of brother from another mother.
Thank you, Douglas.
You're welcome, ma'am.
Ms. Pedito, what happened here?
Well, Frank Maza and I had been friends prior to me actually getting into the antique marketplace. I used to go in and help him out once in a while with some of his computer equipment.
How long have you known each other?
8 years.
Okay, go on.
And we would always have our little tits and for tats here and there, kind of, a few arguments every once in a while. But this last one was pretty serious, and I was kind of fed up. He was kind of fed up, and we realized that enough was enough. We needed to kind of separate ourselves.
Okay, were you ever romantic with each other?
Oh, gosh, no.
Okay, so it was like a brother-sister thing?
Very much so.
You were very close?
Yeah, we were pretty close. He used to joke around and say that he was, my work husband, my work wife, that kind of a thing. My husband and he actually were pretty friendly as well.
Okay. All right, so what happens? This last time, the argument is over what?
Just, him not actually following through and doing some stuff for his own business, leaving a lot of responsibility on my plate, and had a few people that kind of stepped in and sort of stabbed me in the back that he wanted to listen to, unfortunately.
Okay. What was he mad at you for? What did those people say you did?
They had accused me of disabling some cameras and just hijacking some of the equipment and doing some things in there that they just weren't happy with. And instead of listening to me, he listened to them.
Okay. So you have this fight, and what happens?
He tells me to get my stuff out.
And what do you do?
I said, okay.
And by your stuff, you now have a booth, I guess, in this antique marketplace co-op, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
So he tells you take your stuff and leave. What do?
So I pack up everything, including some of the computer. I'd actually, at that point, hadn't packed everything up. I had just gone in and said that I was taking the computer equipment because he still had owed me money for that.
All right. Now, the computer equipment, you're talking about the point of sale equipment that you installed for him, correct?
Correct.
And when you say he still owed me money, how much did that equipment cost, and why did you front it for him? And if you expected him to pay you, is there a receipt? Is there any evidence of that?
There's no actual receipts for it. Unfortunately, I just didn't keep everything. Every time the computer equipment went down, I would just buy new equipment and different things. He never fully had money all the time, so there were a lot of times where...
I understand. He's the owner, so he's getting rent money from people, so he has money some of the time, at least every 30 days. So why, if he's supposed to pay you, why hadn't he paid you in all those, what are we talking about, years? Years. How many years was it there?
Maybe 4 or 5 years old.
Okay, so in 4 or 5 years, he has no money to pay you if he's supposed to pay you?
Pretty much.
Okay, but that doesn't make any sense. You see how that doesn't make sense, right?
No, I understand that there's a lot of things that wouldn't make any sense.
All right, so you go in and you don't move your items in your, quote, booth or section. What you do instead is take the point of sale equipment, so now nobody can sell anything, right?
Correct.
And then what do?
I had it out of the building for no more than maybe a half an hour and realized that I was only hurting the vendors. So I brought it immediately back, had it reinstalled, put it all together, and everybody was still able to use it and get all of their sales.
Okay, so you're here today to sue for the cost of that equipment because he still hasn't paid you and he's supposed to, correct?
Correct.
All right.
Yes.
Did you two ever speak again after that fight?
Yes.
And
so
go ahead.
We had made a deal that he would actually pay me for the equipment, and in lieu of money, I would keep my merchandise in my booth for about 6 months, so that this way it would pay off the amount of money that he owed me for the equipment.
Okay.
And
now, hold on one second. Mr. Maza, did that happen?
No.
Okay. So do you have, I'll be back with you in a second. Do you have any proof of an agreement that you would be rent-free for 6 months? Because the last I heard, he was throwing you out. So do you have texts that would show that, emails that would show that, anything at all?
There was a handshake in a private room.
Okay.
There were people standing outside of it.
And then what happens?
So right after we make that deal, he says, okay, now the cameras are broken in the building. For whatever reason, I hadn't been in the building. And he says, can you do me a favor and go downstairs and fix the cameras? I say, absolutely. I go downstairs, I fix the camera equipment, I get everything back installed. Unbeknownst to me, it had been a statement that I had disabled all of the cameras, and I was unaware of that.
Did you detach the cameras out of spite? Because I do
Absolutely
have video
not.
of you marching in there and taking the other equipment out, so it's not that far. So it's not that far
absolutely
fetched.
did not. I was not even in the building.
Okay, well, one might say that you might want to snip the cameras because people were saying, look at the cameras to see how you were behaving, right?
Actually, no, this was way before that.
Okay.
I'm under the impression, and so are quite a few of the other vendors, that he was going to leave this equipment in the building, and I was going to stay there for 6 months.
Well, no, when you say so were all the other vendors, you're implying there's other witnesses. Did any of them hear it from him?
There actually were a couple of them that had heard it from him. I didn't bring them into it because he's pretty vindictive, and I didn't want them to end up getting thrown out.
I don't let a witness tell me, just trust me, everyone agrees with me, and then buttress, your statement that way. Like, no, I would need to have evidence of that. All right, so Mr. Maza, you tell me, what was the problem between you two that caused you to tell her to leave if you guys were such good friends and she was so indispensable, with her techie knowledge?
Your Honor, she's cray-cray. This girl, she believes that the world won't revolve unless she makes it. One day you talk to her, she's sweet as pie. 5 minutes later, she's screaming and yelling at you. She literally thought she ran this place. In Italian, my grandfather used to say, you put your hand in a bucket of water, you pull it out, there's no hole.
Okay.
Tony believed that this place revolved around her, which it doesn't. And these are not my employees. They are my business partners. So many of these dealers left because of Tony.
Why?
Because she talks down to people.
Okay.
I'm not a vindictive person. Believe me.
So you had vendors leaving because of the way she talked to them.
Yes.
And what was the problem that led to the last straw?
Tony likes to fight. I'm not a fighter. Believe me, I try to avoid conflict. But Tony loves drama. And so that's why I had to let her go out of here, because I had to call the police to get her out of here. I couldn't let her stay 6 months in here because she was crazy.
Did you ever agree?
Trouble in here
did you ever agree for her to stay 6 months?
No, I told her if she would behave herself, I'd work something out with her. And if Tony didn't pull the computer and all that stuff out, this would have been just another one of our spats. But she stepped over the line this time when she pulled all the stuff out of the store during the middle of the day while we had customers in the store.
Okay. So are you saying, yes, I told her she could stay 6 months if she behaved herself, and then she didn't behave herself?
Yes, that's true, yes.
Okay. So then tell me how she didn't behave herself.
She would come in here and start trouble with the dealers.
Afterwards, after everything was settled and you had the second deal?
When she brought the computer in years ago, and first of all, it's a 2005 computer. I have it here, and she could have it back.
Okay.
I don't want it.
Okay.
When she took it, I ordered a new one.
Okay.
She always wanted to hold a gun to my head because she never let me buy this. I told her when she first brought it in, how much do you want for it? She goes, you can't afford it. They were her exact words. So she wanted to hold it against me, like almost hold me hostage. As I said at the last straw, I'm tired of you putting a gun to my head. So I finally said, just get out, because I left the store. She was late, and she goes, you get back here right now. I'm the owner. You don't talk to me that way. I mean, she was in this store, and she would talk down to me in front of my dealers, and I put up with it, So
now, was she paying you
down
rent?
to these people. No, she was not.
Okay, so you were just letting her have space there because you were friends?
No, because I am not a very collateral person. Clerical. She would do all my clerical stuff because.
Okay, so so she paid rent that way. It was a trade-off. Okay, you bartered.
Yes.
All right. So what was the last fight about? The way she talked to you in front of some vendors?
She threatened me. I left the store at 3 o'clock because I was doing some other things at home because I was trying to get a loan from a bank, which she called the bank and tried to sabotage my loan even. That's how vindictive she is. Not myself, She called my sister. She called the police, said I threatened her and tried to have me locked up even.
She tried to have you locked up for what?
For threatening her.
Okay. So what was the last fight about? That you had left?
Because I left the store and she wanted to have a meeting with me at that time.
Okay. So you tell her, you know what, you're not the boss and you need to go. And then what happens with the machinery, the point of sale machinery?
Well, she said, you get back here right now or I'm taking my stuff and leaving. And that's when I said, I'm tired of you putting a gun to my head. If that's what you want to do, take it. Good riddance.
Okay. So then she takes it because I saw the video.
Yes.
Where she comes in, she disconnects it, and she marches out with it. How much later did she come back with it?
The next day, not half hour, the next day.
And then did the two of you talk and try to discuss this?
No, we didn't talk because I did block her because, when someone calls a bank and tries to sabotage something that you're
How do you know she called the bank?
Because the bank called me.
What did she say to the bank?
Me.
According to the bank, what did she say to the bank?
that I don't pay my bills, which I have a 756 credit score, so I do pay my bills.
So who did she talk to at the bank?
She tried to call the guy who's here, the loan officer, who came and did a walk around the store.
Oh, my Lord.
And told them
Petito,
not to
did you
give me a
call
loan.
the bank and tell them not to give him a loan?
No, absolutely not. They called me because I was doing all of the bookkeeping for him. And I said, I have nothing to do with him any longer. I'm no longer part of his business.
Did you add a few more choice words? Because
I may.
Yeah. Did you tell them he doesn't pay his bills?
I did.
Okay.
Because he owed me money.
That's exactly what you did. You told a banker who was contemplating giving him a loan that he shouldn't give him a loan. I mean, that's like tortious interference with his business.
Actually, I didn't say it as far as that's what I said to him specifically, that he owed me money and wasn't paying his bill.
No.
So he owed me money.
Yeah, but that isn't what you said. What you said was he doesn't pay his bills, right?
No, I said that he wasn't paying his bill to me.
All right, let me ask you a question. Mr. Maza, do you have a witness there by the name of Mr. McFerrin?
Yes, I do.
Can I hear from him, please?
Yes, Your Honor.
What's your name?
Scott McFerrin.
Okay, can you raise your right hand?
Sure.
Do you solemnly tell... I'm sorry, go ahead.
Nope. You want to do it? I don't want to
I was back in the old days. You do it.
Do you solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Thank you.
All right, Mr. McFerrin, you were trying to be friends with everybody because I do have a series of texts back and forth between you and the plaintiff, and I know you were trying to stay Switzerland in this, but that didn't work out very well. But what happened on the day that the police had to be called? That's really what I want to know about.
She pulled up at the back door, and she knew at that point that she wasn't really allowed in that day.
Okay, but see,
because there had been prior.
Right, I'm confused only because the fellow before you, Frank, had just testified that he had told her she could stay for 6 months.
Oh, yeah, that's correct. But it all came down to when Frank did not come back from home to meet her for a meeting. He said, "Oh, we'll just do it tomorrow," and she just blew up.
Okay.
And that's when she took the computer out. She was yelling and screaming that Frank was. I can't say the word.
Say it.
Frank was an asshole. And the problem is that there were people coming in with 2 kids, and I just said that you got to calm down. She just kept screaming and screaming and screaming, not just at the door, but the doors were open. So they called, I think it was one of the other vendors at the desk called the police. The police came in. They had to tell her to leave because she then screamed at them. And gosh, can I say what I want?
Yes.
You know I'm her ex-husband.
No. No, I didn't, pal. When did you two divorce?
2000.
And did you?
I'm trying to be impartial.
Yeah,
here, so
honey. No, I did not know that. Do you have children together?
Yes, one.
Okay. How old's the child?
He's 30.
30. Okay.
You know, I'm not here to bash her or anything.
No,
we get along.
I know. We're going to try to keep it that way. All right.
Can I ask Mr. McFerrin a question?
Absolutely, Mr. McFerrin. She wants to ask you a question. Go ahead.
We have a good relationship. It took us a long time to get here.
Okay.
So that's fine.
Okay. Go ahead.
Were you the go-between to finally get Frank to sit down with me so that we could have a discussion? And after that discussion, we walked out. I said to you, it went well. We shook hands and agreed on him keeping me in here, and then you sat down with him and kept going over the costs of everything. And his statement was $2,000, because I had said it was $2,000, including the $300 he owed me for fixing the cameras. And he kept depleting the numbers in agreement to keeping the equipment.
Huh?
I know.
I think I can clarify.
Go ahead.
Okay. Here's what I think happened. I think that she removed the computer system because she was angry. If you remember that day, I said to you, if you remove this computer system with the point of sale during the middle of the day, you can't go back from that. Like it's gonna. We didn't even know how to ring things up. That if you remember, I did say that. I said, don't do it. Just do it. Just deal with it tomorrow. Don't freak out. You yelled at me. You took it out anyway. You then brought it back later.
On the same day?
It was that evening after we were closed. And that's when she started asking for money for the system.
Did you ever hear Maza say, "I'll pay for it"?
I did not. What he did was one day when she was here, she wanted $300 from him. And he said, "I just can't take it anymore. Take the $300. He gave her $300.
You weren't there. You have no idea.
I was there.
You absolutely were not there.
Boy, I do not want to be the reason why a divorced couple with adult children who work very hard to have a good working relationship, I don't want to be the one who tears this down.
Frank physically drove through the parking lot and handed me the check for $300.
Let's get Frank back in the chair before I ruin anything else for their children.
Sure. Thank you. She's funny.
So here's where we are. You are suing for $1,634.92 for the point of sale equipment that you brought in how many years earlier?
4.
Right. And was used by you and everybody else. And at the time you brought it in, there is no question in my mind he wasn't supposed to pay you for it. None. No question in my mind. Because in those 4 years, don't tell me he never had money in his pocket. Okay, that's just false.
He never did.
Yeah, that's false. Okay, and if he's not paying, you take it before now. You took it out of spite because you had a fight with him, and you felt like he was siding with other people instead of you, and you feel like you have a special status there because he and you were close, and you were disappointed in him. But then you did something that your ex-husband mentions. And he told you then, you can't come back from that. And that is exactly where you went. You went to a place where you can't come back from. Otherwise, it just would have been another fight. And then he probably would have sided with you eventually like he always does. But no, you had to up the ante and take the equipment. And when you took the equipment and disabled business for the day, that was a bridge too far. Because the whole fight was about you thinking it's your business instead of his business. And from his perspective. So that's what the fight was about. And then you lorded something over him. You wanted to show him who was boss. So you march in there and you take the only way they can conduct business away. So what does he do? He's done being hostage. So he orders new equipment that day. And then you've been wanting to get him to buy it since then. But you're asking me for this enormous amount for him to buy it when I can't even find evidence that he wanted to buy it. So I am not going to order him to pay you $1,634.92, but I am going to say that you have the right to pick up your stuff. I would prefer that we make arrangements and that you not actually go there because things have gotten just too volatile. Right, I know. So you'll be picking up your stuff. That's how I am ruling in this case. Good luck to everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
So the plaintiff fails to prevail in this lawsuit. She doesn't get the money. So let's talk to her. Tony Podo, what are your reactions to the judge's decision? What do you think?
Obviously, I'm disappointed, but it's okay. I'll get my stuff back and I'll figure something else out. I have no more stress because I don't have to deal with him any longer.
Hey, by the way, were you surprised to see your ex-husband come in to testify?
Oh, that's the biggest surprise right there.
All right, Mr. Maza, you're off the hook. You don't have to give her $1,634. How do you feel about this case?
I never thought I had to, because I always pay my bills, Your Honor. I mean, sir.
Well, anyway, listen, she's going to come get her equipment. You bought new equipment, though, didn't you?
Yes, I did, sir.
So her equipment is just sitting there somewhere in a closet, I suppose, right?
No, it's right next. I'm sitting right alongside of it.
Well, then she can come get it whenever she wants.
Deliver it if she wants.
All righty. Well, good luck to you and congratulations. All right. Harvey?
Okay, Doug. Well, here's the thing. There is something called a statute of limitations, which means that if you wait to sue, at a point you can never sue again. But there's another principle, and the principle is even if the statute of limitations hasn't run and you sit on your hands knowing that you had some legal right to enforce but didn't, it really compromises your case if there's a dispute over who did what. What it means, short story, is simply this. that if somebody does you wrong, you have to act promptly to stand up for your rights.
My daughter's going through a divorce. She told her husband a month after he left that he had 2 weeks to get his stuff. Can she dispose of the belongings after 2 weeks? We live in Michigan.
No, I wouldn't do that. This
Doesn't
isn't like
matter what state you live in.
Yeah.
You really can't.
I think that's a very bad idea and a very quick way to get a judge to be very mad at you in your upcoming divorce case.
And there's the problem.
Because if this is a marital home, they both have a right to be there.
And your point about you're going to anger the judge. If you're in a divorce, the judge is making credibility determinations.
That's right.
All the time. You don't
want to give it something to hang their hat on,
You're
because
immediately
sometimes
the
it's
unreasonable
hard.
one.
You're hearing this and you're trying to figure out which of them you should believe, and then you hear this awful thing they did,
and you're like,
and that's it. The judge is like seeing everything through those lenses.
Right.
So no, do not dispose of the stuff. It's a very bad idea.
You're gonna poison your image and
Just
the
think of it as him storing the stuff in a place he has a right to store it.
Exactly.
Because it's the marital home.
You'd give me more than 2 weeks, wouldn't you?
I'd burn your stuff at the stake. It depends on why we split up, but that would never happen.
All right.